up, guys? Welcome back to the Getting Sober podcast. I think it's like episode 20 or something. I don't know.
Is this when the acoustic music is playing?
Yeah.
I love that.
The little lo-fi, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
That girl would totally listen to that.
Thank you.
I think also KK Slider would totally.
Yeah, he would do a cover.
Yeah.
I shout out to TJ Hooks. He made that for me. I like that too. Yeah. So before we get right into it, we've got some dates to throw out. Not January. We're almost out of fucking January. I can't believe it. February 13th, which my guest will be there as well. We're going to be doing some Valentine's Day.
No, sorry, Siri, you're not part of the show.
Siri wanted to jump in. But we're going to be doing a Valentine's Day show at Scores Bar in Harwood Heights. That's from 9 till 1 a.m. And then the 22nd, I'm going to be at my buddies in Chicago. And the High Wire is back March 14th, 21st, and 28th, I think. I could be good. Is that what it is? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, and Cory will definitely be on those dates as well. But I guess we'll get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. My guest this week is a writer for Don't Feed the Gamers, a cosplayer, a Mexican. A Mexican.
Proud Mexican.
A proud Mexican. A great stand-up, does improv. You can follow him on basically everything is Coffee or Die.
Yeah, most stuff is Coffee or Die.
Yeah.
I think like Twitch is like Daggerman92 or
Absolutely.
Random.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Cory Lara. Cory, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Thank you.
I'll shake your hand.
Yeah, let's shake hands.
No one can see it. That's fine.
So...
Yeah, we're recording this in the Orland Park Library, in the first floor conference room, or because the second floor is being constructed,
renovated.
I actually used to work here, and this is probably the first I've been back since I quit.
What year do you think that was?
It was 2012 through 2013, because that was the junior year of when I was at community college. I went to Moraine to transfer out because my alma mater, Olivet, hiked the tuition up.
Oh,
so
geez.
Between that and a bunch of other personal stuff, I decided to just yeet out of there for a year and then get the gen eds done for cheap and have Troy and Abed-like adventures at community college. So that was great. But then, so in the meantime, I would work here.
What is that like? What is it like working at a library? What were your day-to-day tasks?
Really, the big stuff was just sorting the books in the sorting room back there. And then taking the carts up and putting them back on the shelves. That was most of the job. Occasionally,
is it kind of like the mailroom in Elf, where there's just 40 people back there?
Yeah, except for there were only ever 3 or 4 of us at the most.
Sure.
And and no alcoholic. Guys who were claiming to be 25 or the TOEFL for 25. No, it was mostly like other teens and like middle-aged women and stuff like that. So. But it was good. It was a good job. It wasn't ever really too stressful.
Sure.
I only have like 2 or 3 decent stories from that.
Let's hear 'em.
The first one is one day I was just randomly working an evening shift. It was like a weekday. It was like a Wednesday or something. And this guy, and I only remember is he wore an Angry Birds knitted hat.
Okay.
Like a ski hat. And this remind you, this is like at the peak of Angry Birds, the fad.
Sure.
Like this is like that.
Oh yeah, 2013.
The shirts were everywhere, and he had this knitted Angry Birds hat on. He was like a guy like my age, and he was like, I was just in upstairs putting the books back, and he goes like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And I was like, "Oh, hi, do you need help with anything?" I was like, "Oh, no, I'm good, man. Hey, you want to grab a beer with some buds later?" And I'm like,
what?
Yeah.
You had never met this guy before?
I've never met this guy before. I think I did help him find a book or something.
Sure.
And then he asked me that.
Sure.
And I'm like,
there should be some more steps in between asking for a book and asking to hang out with an employee of the library.
1, I just met you. 2, it's a weekday, and I'm not looking to get plastered. 3, I'm going to be tired after this anyway. And then also 4, you're wearing an Angry Birds knitted hat, so you're already off on so many bad feet on that one. And then apparently, my other female coworkers apparently said he talked to the circulation desk people upstairs asking about a book. He apparently asked about a gynecology book.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
I guess Angry Birds fans are in gynecology school too. I guess.
Yeah, you gotta fling the birds at something. I guess. I don't know. So that was weird. That was easily the weirdest. No, there was another weird patron story. So there was always this guy who was always upstairs using the computer lab.
Okay.
And he always just looked like trash. He always wore the same camo parka jacket thing.
Okay.
Always had a satchel or something with him, or a backpack. I don't even remember what. And apparently we were able to I overheard a phone conversation for this guy. And his name was, well, I don't know if I want to say his name because I don't want to know if I want to promote this guy, but we found his website where his ministry was.
No!
And turns out
it was a cult?
He is in some way connected to the KKK.
Oh, say the fucking name, man. Fuck this guy. Say this guy.
Andrew Angel.
His name's Andrew Angel?
Andrew Angel. Go ahead and dox him.
Jeez.
If any of you Ukrainian hackers are listening, please dox this guy. There was and also his website is it has the trashiest GeoCities webpage ever.
Is it if you go into the Heaven's Gate one, how it's like that?
I haven't seen that, but I'm gonna guess probably.
Or the Space Jam one?
Yeah, yes, that. If you make instead of the space stars background, it's all plain white, and then bad gifs of religious symbols and a photo of him with David Duke or whoever. Now, this all happened in the Orland Park Library. Yes.
Now, were you around during that big scandal? Because there was a national scandal with this library.
I had just quit the month before.
Okay. Now, do you have any details about, or do you remember what happened?
The big scandal was just because someone made a complaint that some guy was watching porn on the computer in the computer lab upstairs. And mind you, this computer lab, it's not a separate room or anything. It is an open area right by if you know the Dewey Decimal System, it's by the 900 level books, and anyone can just walk past there and look at what you're walking at. There's not even the screen protectors so that even the person sitting next to you. There's not even that. I could distinctly recall seeing dudes looking up. It was never. I never witnessed it myself, porn or anything. But I would witness stuff of just weird stuff. Or I knew this one kid who would always come in and he would always look at this one image. It looked like it was a promo photo for the Real Housewives of Jersey or something. It was all women in different colored dresses, and I'd always see him looking at this photo anytime I passed by.
And to think. I was embarrassed as a kid because I came to the library to play RuneScape all the time. Honestly, we got to level it out though. That is a higher level of degeneracy in a lot of places.
Oh yeah, no, for real. Granted, you probably spent more money than that guy did, but still. So then some lady made a complaint about that. Some guy was watching porn while she was sitting next to him or whatever. And then they had a big town hall meeting here at the library regarding it. But then they're the ruling was just oh, it's free speech, public place, or free speech, and this is a government thing, so they can't do anything. So then they just ended up not doing anything about it, and then it just hit national news where everyone was saying oh, the library allows patrons to watch porn, more Portland Park Library. And then it even got joked on SNL.
It got that far.
Even though they didn't mention Orland Park Library. I think they just said Illinois Library, but they did mention it.
Holy shit, was it a Weekend Update?
Yeah, see, Seth Meyers mentioned it and everything.
Holy cow, I gotta look that up later, That's great.
Yeah, so that was, I dodged a bullet on that.
Did you know that our Hooters is also, the Orland Park Hooters is also a national, it had a national... lawsuit that started at that Hooters that changed a bunch of stuff.
I might have remembered.
Yeah, we're Orland Park, known for some
we got
shenanigans.
I mean, I just on the way here, I passed 2 or 3 cop cars.
Oh yeah,
and I forget it's not like that at all in the city.
Oh no, they're just chilling out too.
It feels more like a literal police state.
Yeah, seriously, because
nowadays
when I'm Ubering in the city, I feel like I can fly past cops. Cops are cool because they have bigger fish to fry up there. Cops out here have nothing to do.
Except racially profiled.
Exactly. Seriously. It's bad. And the one main street that I live off of, it's there's just a stretch of car dealerships, which and between there and the town Walmart, it's just you can anytime after 9 p.m. You'd probably see 4 cop cars just waiting for people to do something stupid,
Yeah, I'm lucky in that. Well, one, I'm kind of a cautious driver, although some people would probably disagree. But like I've been lucky in that like more times I've been stopped by the cops for helpful reasons rather than hurtful ones. Like oh, you know, your taillight's out, and I'm like, yeah, I knew, I just didn't have time to change it yet. I literally once got pulled over and I had the bulb in my glove compartment, and I just haven't had the time or the tools to.
My friend actually had his headlight out for probably like 3 months.
Yeah.
And he had the bulb the entire time, and he got pulled over 3 times.
Yeah.
And he got out of it 3 times because he went, oh, I'm going to put the bulb in, but he just kept forgetting to put the bulb in.
Jeez. Well, that's one way to do it.
Laziness, I guess,
yeah,
but I guess it works.
Yeah.
That's actually wouldn't be a bad idea to just carry one
every,
around.
Just carry every auto part you need.
Yeah.
Just like what else like would you like? Oh, my license plate missing. Oh, don't worry, I've got a
spare. I'll put it on when I get home, sir. I just,
I don't have a screwdriver.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
completely.
Like, oh, sorry, I don't have. Well, I mean, the insurance card's already in the glove compartment. Yeah. They're supposed to be there, so.
I don't have seat belts. Let me get a.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got it right here. It's just broken. I remember senior year. I remember in college when I lived off campus, but just down the street. But I did have some times where my windshield wipers weren't working well. Like one would work. And but then I would have to like basically drive blinded. I don't know how I did this, but I basically daredeviled my way around the streets, which was probably a bad idea. But I did not hit anything even close.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it if there was like a lot of traffic, or if it was like, I don't know, if it was super dark out or something. I just wouldn't do it. But then other days I would. Yeah.
Do you ever have weird friends or drive with people that take too long to put on their windshield wipers? I have a friend that literally will wait until you cannot see, and then he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll put them on now."
No. If anything, I've been complaining I leave it on too much. Like,
really?
I will still leave the windshield wipers on, even if the rain is. Stopped.
Yeah, and it's like doing that.
Like, why are you doing that? I'm like, oh, sorry, just once I'm stuck in that routine, I'm like, I can't get out. I heard that because I watched that they made a movie about Greg Kinnear as that guy for Ford who invented the windshield wiper, and the reason it like works that way is because the old way it used to work, it was like a lot slower and a lot less rhythmic, and it irritated his eye because when he got married on the honeymoon, he opened up a bottle of champagne and it shot out, hit him in the eye.
Holy shit!
Yeah, so that's why
that's why windshield wipers are the way that they are.
And then he invented it, and he spent decades in a lawsuit because Ford basically stole the idea.
Oh, really? So there's a movie about this. What is this called?
It's Greg Kinnear. I forget what it's called. It's like. It's Greg Kinnear. I know what's her name, Lorelai from Gilmore Girls is.
This is why
the wife in it. And then it's basically just like a long story about how this company ruined this guy's life. He got divorced because of it.
Sounds about right.
Flash of Genius. That was
Flash of Genius. That's like what's that McDonald's movie? How they basically stole the McDonald's idea and screwed supersized. No, not supersized. Oh jeez. That's a. Dude, we watched that movie. I think I watched that movie in high school 3 times.
I watched it 3 times, and I watched it in like college once.
Yeah, it's like.
Like apparently, like in college, I saw the edit where it had a scene with Jared Fogle.
Yep.
I didn't have that in the high school ones.
Yeah, they can't show it now anyway because Spurlock came out as a Me Too fella.
And it was the chicken one that he did. I met him.
The chicken one that they did. What does that mean?
It's Super Size Me Too. He tried to open up a chicken restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be like kind of poking. Some of it was poking fun at Chick-fil-A, but also it was more just like the poultry. Like
industry,
poultry industry, but also kind of like I think it was supposed to show like poultry is better than red meat for the environment and stuff. So it was a lot of different stuff like that. But
sure.
Yeah, I'm probably not gonna watch it now.
Do you ever watch 30 Days? His show.
That one. Yeah,
that was pretty good.
I watched all the ones that he was the one who did it.
When
it was someone
I
else.
I
didn't care. But like I watched the one where he locked himself in prison for 30 days.
Yeah. I like the minimum wage one was pretty good.
Yeah, that one was good. I met him at Wizard World, the comic convention, a few years ago, and he was trying to get he had a startup that he made for an episode of his CNN show, and it was basically
I saw the CNN show too. That's good.
On the show he had it called Collectiverse. By the time he got here to trying to promote the app, he just called it Collect.
Okay.
But it was basically supposed to be like OfferUp mixed with basically Pinterest for nerds. So it was basically where you would post what like of your comic collection or action figure collection or whatever,
like what you have what you're looking for.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Unfortunately, it was diddling people, so it didn't really take off.
Yeah, and also like like the name was not great. The promotion just wasn't there. I mean, like we have all that other stuff too. Just promoting it. It's gonna be tough to get off the ground.
Yeah.
I remember I went with my brother, who's like big on OfferUp and like buying and selling stuff. And he like said like, have you thought about like implementing like search your local like looking for people selling locally, and they hadn't thought of that.
Really?
So like if you didn't think of that, then your app's not gonna do well.
Yeah, that's like basic. Yeah. That's like the basic thing of all like buy sell apps is the people that are near you.
Yeah, exactly.
Looking to buy and sell.
I'm not gonna buy from someone from Arizona.
Fucking Morgan Spurlock. Speaking of cons, you met him at a con.
Yeah,
I'd like to switch gears here. Now, I've seen you blossom as a cosplayer. I remember that was Watch Dogs your first one?
I've also Bubbles and Buttercupped as a cosplayer too. Yeah,
Watch Dogs. So
yes. You got to witness it.
Yeah, I got to witness
Well, technically, so that was technically my second con ever. My first one ever was back in like 2002 at Wizard World.
Okay.
I went with a friend of mine, Joey DiVittorio. Shout out to him.
Shout out Joey.
And we went because his mom took us to Wizard World because it was the year Attack of the Clones came out.
Oh really?
And
okay.
They had
it's just a while back.
Yeah, Peter Mayhew, the guy who's played Chewbacca, Jeremy Bulloch, the guy who played Boba Fett, some random guy who played a Jawa, and David Prowse, the guy who was in the Vader costume for all the original movies. So we got to see all of those. Yeah, we saw all those guys back when they were still
did you dress up at all? Did you do cosplay then? So the first one was Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and then you also, that was back when I was working at GameStop.
Yeah.
Did he give you a gift card?
Yeah,
they gave you a gift card during the Watch Dogs launch, which was really cool.
Yeah. And it was
and then, is that what bit the bug for you? You're like, let's do this?
A little bit. I mean, because like the next, so like, that one I did just because I think the main reason I did that cosplay was, one, I thought I was able to get the stuff for super cheap at like thrift stores, and then two, they had that contest where they wanted to like, Ubisoft had a contest where they wanted like fan art.
I remember that, because I remember I took pictures of you. Yeah.
And then I got sick the next week and I got too tired to do it.
Really? Yeah, I remember that.
But whatever.
Jeez.
But yeah, so then I don't know. I just kind of stuck with the cosplaying, but like. I've even then I would do it so like kind of low effort ish.
Sure.
I still do it now. Part of it's just more just because like I just like usually it's a time thing. I just don't have the time to like I have so many.
But
awesome,
you also you'll do 3 a weekend at a con. Like you'll change all weekend.
Oh yeah. Now sometimes even multiple in the same day.
Because you've done how many now? Probably like 30, 40?
At going to different conventions, easily.
Give me your top 5. What were your top 5 favorite?
Conventions or cosplay?
And cosplay, like the ones that you put together.
Ones that, I'm trying to think of the ones I've put the most effort into. I'm probably just getting, because I bought the Stormtrooper armor to be Chance the Trooper.
Sure, yeah.
And that's
you were getting a lot of people taking pictures with you, or
I got a good amount. Oddly enough, it's the some of the least effort ones I get the most attention for. Like the most attention I've gotten is when I've been like the is this a pigeon butterfly meme guy? That one I got a lot. I got a lot when I was Let Me In, Eric Andre.
Yeah, with the fence.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those are both. It's just normal.
You can check all these pictures at Coffee or Die's Instagram. He does a really good job.
Basically, the local con scene knows me as the meme guy.
Yeah.
Basically, at this point,
he sells himself short, but he does a really really good job at these.
I mean, because and it's also like that's the niche I'm carving for myself because I know like I don't have the ability or the space or the time or the tools to like do like a lot of. I can't knit. I'm not
like like who are some of the big ones like Jessica Negri, right? Like they like have every day can just
that's their full-time job. But even still, I have tons of friends who are like great at doing.
Oh
that
really?
Time. And I don't know how they do it. Like I barely have time to even get the stuff I have together like already doing. Yeah. But so I just did that. Just one because I just don't have the time for any of that stuff, and then two like. I don't know. It's just funny because I'm like at first it was intentional. Like I literally don't care enough to put like effort into this. Sure. But then it's just now it's kind of adds to the aesthetic. Like it's funny if like like the butterfly is like, and my butterfly meme one is just I literally just stole 2 straws from like Quiznos or Jersey Mike's or something, and then taped a butterfly on. I cut out of like construction foam onto it.
Well, you got 3 more you got to answer for me, but let me say before I forget, my favorite one was when you went as the coffee cup, the Starbucks coffee cup with Daenerys on it.
Yeah, that was the idea of like, well, because like Game of Thrones, there was at this con, it was Ace Comic Con last year, which by the way, the guy who runs that is a little sketchy, so I'm debating whether or not I won't go. Like, just not that he's like just like the way he like kind of treats the fan community and stuff is just not that great.
Really?
So yeah.
Is there anything you want to get into, or?
I'm trying to remember specifics about this guy, but just he's made local like con pages and stuff, and the moderators have been a little bit out of control. I don't. I won't go into it more than that. But just what I was to say, if you go,
maybe a little power hungry. Second
thoughts about it, but
sure.
But still, I had fun at it anyway. And they had Game of Thrones people there. They had Kit Harington, who plays Jon Snow, and Gwendolyn Christie, who plays Brienne of Tarth. And I wanted I want to do a Game of Thrones cosplay, but I can't possibly get one of these together. I'm not going to spend that much money for it. So then I was like, oh yeah, the coffee. That's a meme. That's a thing people were talking about. So then I bought a crappy Amazon like $20 coffee costume. Like it's just one giant piece of fabric that wraps around, and then I wrote Daenerys on it, but I misspelled it intentionally because that's what coffee people do, and like that got a good amount of attention, especially from all I had like several like legit actually intensely creative and like a lot of effort put into their cosplays from Game of Thrones cosplayers, and they were laughing their heads off at it. So I was like, yes, okay, this is what I was meant to do.
It's your lane. Like you said, the meme.
Then they had a costume contest, and I signed up as I think I wrote on the entry form from the hit HBO original series Game of Thrones coffee. And then they wrote, because before that was my name, Cory Lara.
Yeah.
But they introduced me as Cory Lara from Game of Thrones.
And everybody was like, who?
Is that a fan character? It's like, there's so many old white men on that show. It's probably one of them. Oh no, it's just the coffee. So yeah, they did that, and I T-posed on stage when I did that. So that was great. Yeah. So that was fun.
Did 3 more. So we're just if
trying to think of, it hasn't happened yet, but I'm gonna be Weird Al this year at CQE2, and I'm gonna get an accordion, and I'm gonna play people's theme songs as I see them. So if I see any like Spider-Man, I'll play the Spider-Man theme song, etc., etc. They're like, and it's like a tie, I guess, for like probably my most favorite, and even though they're simple ones, but I really like Poe Dameron from the new Star Wars trilogy and Cassian from Rogue One,
which are 2 you're really I like those.
Most common, and they're simple, but I like them because they're just like it's mostly normal clothes and a jacket. But I've really repped those guys a lot because like I'm Mexican, and they these are like big lead Hispanic actors in Star Wars, and like this is like, to me, it seems like the first big mega franchise like that to do that.
Sure.
So like for me, I'm like, I gotta represent mi gente. So
absolutely.
So any chance I can do that and bring those guys out, I've been doing that. So those are my favorite ones to just to wear the stuff at and not be too bogged down with like props and stuff like that.
It's super simple to get out,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a prop one. Oh, it's not like, and I think maybe the most fun, even though it's not like, it barely counts as a cosplay. It's just my generic '90s kid.
That's a good one.
I just had a backwards hat on it.
You were walking around with the Game Boy camera, weren't you?
Yeah, so I wore it recently for my birthday party, and it's like I have like a backwards hat and a denim jacket and these like these '90s rag stock design pants, and then I had the Game Boy Pocket camera, which is in black and white, and it takes only like crappy low quality gradient photos. I had a fanny pack full of Pogs that I was handing out Pogs to people.
Nice.
I bought I think Nabisco now makes the handy snacks again.
Oh really?
With like the breadsticks,
yeah,
and the cheese, and like They had Oreo ones that I said were Dunkaroos.
Rest in peace.
So I would just give those out. And then I had something. I think I had like a little troll doll in like the one pocket.
Sure.
So just stuff like that. So that was such. And I was just like saying like stuff like radical and totally like bodacious dude like the whole time. There was one moment where we were at a panel and I turned and instinctively turned the seat backwards and sat in like the bad boy in class.
Which you need to.
Yeah.
My ex always used to tell me when I wore a hat backwards, I looked like Big Jim the bully. I went from Jimmy to Big Jim.
I think I told you before. I always wanted to go to a con and cosplay with you, and we would be Jay and Silent Bob, but you would be Jay and I would be Silent Bob.
That would be great.
That would be funny.
That would be hilarious.
Because there was that thing recently, there was for the new Jay and Silent Bob movie. They were like trying to get Jay and Silent Bob cosplayers.
Sure.
But you had to go to New Orleans to do that.
Oh, geez.
So that would have been rough. But if I could have, made
well,
that.
What we
work,
talked about too, when I was starting to dip under 200 pounds, once I was getting a little bit fit, we were talking about doing Jack Bauer and Tony Almeida.
That's right.
That's one that I wanted to do one day.
Yeah, that would have been.
That was actually my first con I ever went to.
Yeah.
Was with you. We went
C2E2 2014.
Yep, and we went to we saw Carlos Bernard and we went RJ Mitty as well, which
Walt Jr. from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Incredibly nice people.
Yeah.
Incredibly.
I had another friend who I think his dad was like working like production for the event. And he went the next day, and he was like behind like the back scenes, behind like the main stage or whatever, and he got to like hang out with RJ Mitty for a little bit, and like they actually like talked about like video games and for like quite a bit, like more than you would have expected him to. So yeah, he is a really good dude. Shame they didn't. I really wanted him to be back for the El Camino, and
so that
would have been great.
Well, did you see? He said the other day that. He wouldn't be against him being a drug lord in a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I would watch that. I always envisioned like the show would end that like Walt would die, or it would be like Walt accidentally somehow got like the mom killed, Skylar killed, and then Walt would like die trying to like avenge her or whatever.
Sure.
And then it would be Jesse and then like either like. Or Walt Jr. would have gotten kidnapped or something, and then Jesse and Walt would have rescued him, and Jesse would have gotten him like out of there.
Yeah.
Walt would have died, saving him.
Became the father
Jesse
figure.
Jesse would have been the father figure. That was the only disappointing thing about that show for me is Jesse and the Walt Jr. never got to interact.
Yeah.
Because it's like the two sons, same father, but they're completely different, different
Absolutely.
worlds and stuff. But everything else on that show is great.
Yeah. Yeah. I watched it a little. I started rewatching it before El Camino came back, and it's like you forget about the little shit in that show that was just like perfection. Like that has to go down as one of the greatest shows ever.
So many little details, like the like when Walt's back in the desert and rolling that barrel of money, and then his old pants are there from the pilot and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
It's just genius.
And Vince Gilligan said that his fans were getting so crazy about looking at every little detail that there is one scene where there's a duffel bag full of money like on the ground in the background, and he actually put his face on the bills instead of like whoever,
He should just go to like clubs and stuff with his face on the money. And see if people take it.
Yeah.
I would take it. I would take that money.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Changing gears, this is something that interested the hell out of me, and I didn't know until you said it in your stand-up act, that you were homeschooled up until junior year?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, it was freshman through junior year.
And you like, just what is that experience like? What is it, how is it like growing up in that world, because it's completely different. Yeah. It's 100% different.
Yeah, and it's totally, and it's like it's nice because I listened to your new episode that you just put out with your friend Luke, and it was awesome.
Thank you.
Like I didn't know about you with the Lutheran school. Like growing up.
Yeah.
So it kind of ties to that because I grew up going to like a small Christian private school for like K through 8.
Sure.
I was with the same like 25 kids like
all the way
through. Like we didn't have class transfers. We didn't go from different teacher to teacher, whatever. We used like the same curriculum and stuff for K through 8. So like when it was time to like, if I would have gone to public, I would have had to go to Sandberg right away.
Yeah.
And I knew in my personality and structure and all that, I could not handle that. So I was the one who basically made the decision to like
Homeschool.
like let me be homeschooled.
Sure.
And yeah, it was interesting because yeah, like so instead like because my parents were never going to be able to teach me because like you know they like I mean I think yeah both of them only ever really did like high school and like my mom did some college stuff but not much.
They both went and worked immediately.
So I would watch DVDs. So the curriculum I had was they would send you DVDs and you'd watch like recordings of like these like teachers from the 90s and you'd see all these kids in their stupid 90s outfits and like
with their pogs
and
their Game Boy cameras.
No, it's like Amish. I wish.
Oh,
it was worse because it's like this is like a super strict like Baptist school.
Oh, sure.
So they're all wearing like you know like ankle length like you know dresses like they all look like they're in like Little Women or something. Like it was just like it was awful. Like I spent most of the class just making fun of these stupid kids. And like I would even like so even our DVD player had the speed function.
Sure.
So I would watch a lot of these classes at like twice the speed, retain like get all the information because these teachers would talk really slow.
Sure.
And I would speed through classes like twice as fast and get through like all my lessons in like half a day.
Yeah, you got through 3 years of high school in a year and a half.
Yeah, I probably could have if I had like really buckled down and do it.
How does that work though? Can you do it all year long? Like, is it on your discretion of when you, or like, did you have like a summer?
Yeah, that's basically the structure we did. It was just the normal semesters and stuff.
Sure.
But I think you have the option of doing it like a year-round method, or go as slow or as fast as you want. I think. I know other curriculums are more flexible. I don't know how this one was, but yeah, for me it was just I wanted to keep to the same one. And like in my like circles and culture, I've known plenty of homeschoolers, and like I have people that tell me you act nothing like a homeschooler now. I'm like, because it got to the point where like junior year I was like getting like lonely and tired of it.
Oh yeah.
So I need to.
It's isolation.
Out. Yeah, exactly. So then senior year is like I got to branch out, and then so that began the like gradual like descent into madness basically. Sure. And then that's where this personality kind of came out of.
Sure. What was it? Was it shocking that those first couple of weeks in a public high school? Was it yeah, like what how did you feel through that?
It wasn't shocking as much as I thought it would be. To be honest, I was like just so busy with going from one class to the other, like I almost didn't have time to take any like of that in.
Sure.
I've watched enough TV and stuff like that to like
high school,
and stuff. And it was almost at least the classes themselves felt like the ones I had for grade school, so it wasn't that bad. But it wasn't that much of a culture shock to me. I think it was just more just seeing how people would perceive me, or like how just like the nuances of things.
Sure.
Not so much any big stuff, or like I didn't really get bullied. Definitely not in like the physical sense. Only in more like the emotional, like social. Like for instance, I had these in my PE class. I had these dudes who. They said like, hey, like, yo, what's your name? Like, oh, I'm Cory, and I was like, and they like asked like, what are you? And I go, what? And like, what are you? And like, what do you mean? Like, what's like, are you Asian or what are you? Like, I'm like, no, I'm Mexican. I'm like, oh, okay. And then I think like the next day or whatever, they said like, hey, Cory, Cory's not a Mexican name. You should be. We'll call you Maurice.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it didn't make any like not Mauricio.
Yeah, first of all, how fucked up is that in the first place? And second of all, Maurice isn't really
so these are the most mind you, these dudes are like, they're not like that much bigger than me, but they're definitely way more like athletic and muscularly toned and all that, and but like they at no point did they seem physically like they were threatening me.
Yeah,
it was just more
they were just being dicks.
Yeah, and they were. But then so then I think and then at one point we were even playing like flag football, and they called me. I was moving around really fast and like guarding them a lot, and they called me Zorro.
Oh Jesus!
They called me Zorro. So these are very very low effort but still microaggressive.
Yeah,
bullies.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. It's just like it's fucking high school sucks, dude.
Yeah,
for everyone,
really
and
does.
it's like
you pretty much are one of the only people from Sandburg that I still talk to.
And I'm glad, dude.
Yeah.
It's we. I was gonna ask you. Do you remember the time we met? Because I don't remember the exact time we met.
Yeah, I don't, because I'm pretty sure we didn't really meet until that spring semester.
Sure,
That
like
fall
later
one, 'cause
on.
That fall
Yeah.
when I was in a different lunch period than you and all those other guys. And then I could not tell you what the first time was.
Yeah.
I just and it was a very gradual. Like I think I was sitting with our our friend Trevor. I think that's how I ended up just sitting with with.
Oh, and
those
then
guys.
then
it
that's
just
how
kind of
we.
melded from there.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And it always comes back to us, me, Tony, and was it Trevor?
Yeah,
Me, Tony,
yeah.
and Trevor. We all
Snuck in 2 liters of Mountain Dew.
And for some reason, we decided to.
No,
you were the
chugging
judge,
on.
and we were chugging.
Well,
on.
I was the videographer.
Yeah, you were the videographer. Yeah,
I don't know who was the judge.
And we maybe I remember I only got about maybe like not even a quarter of through it, and the teachers are you fucking idiots, gotta stop what you're
that video
doing
is
right
still
now.
on my Facebook
Good,
somewhere.
good, yeah. I'll probably
I
link
recorded
it to
that. I
this.
recorded that on my flip video camera.
Oh,
Remember
gee,
those?
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was
yeah.
like the start of my trying to be like I never vlogged, but that was like my intent with it was to
Sure,
do
like-
vlogging kind of stuff, and I just never did
Absolutely.
did that much with it. It was mostly for like Facebook instead of YouTube.
But I mean, now it's like it's funny how those little things, back in the day, kind of shape who we are now. Because it just like one little stepping stone like that definitely led to you doing comedy and writing and all the things that you do. You know, and it's like. It's nice to think about those like little memories and shit like that.
Yeah, I've listened a lot to like Bill Hader lately, and he would say stuff like his favorite like versions of the like comedy writers' rooms and stuff like that is the closest you can get to the experience of like just you trying to make your buddies laugh at lunch in high school.
Oh yeah,
like that
sure.
to him is like is like when writers' rooms feel like that, and you're just all like have that camaraderie, but you're trying to one up each other, but not in a like that competitive like cut at each other's throats kind of way.
Yeah.
That to him is like the
just
perfect.
all having a fun time.
Yeah.
So,
And that definitely was probably some of the like the best versions of that I've had.
Yeah.
Definitely that.
I first of all, I love Bill Hader.
Yeah.
One of the funniest people on this planet.
Yeah.
But second of all, it's like
Have you seen Barry?
I haven't. I don't have HBO. I need to
sucks.
so bad.
It's
I need
really,
to so bad.
It's really
yeah.
good. I just started watching it like last month.
Okay, it's definitely worth
it's
it. Well,
awesome.
it's won a couple awards. Not that matters, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's but yeah, him. He's incredible.
Yeah.
I forget where I was. I had something. I don't fucking know. But
shoot, my bad.
no. It's just me. I forget. It was along the same lines, but that's what this shit is anyway. You know, we just kind of go off the cuff. I like that shirt, by the way. You got that.
like it.
You gonna get a PlayStation 5?
We'll see. Based on, I want to know a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say probably not at launch.
Yeah, no.
Because especially based on how the PS4 launch went, I'm wearing a PlayStation shirt, by the way.
Yes, yeah. I guess
it's like a button-up shirt, but it's got like the X and the square and the circle and the triangle buttons all over it.
Yeah.
I'll see how it goes this year. Based on the PS4's launch, it didn't have like any good launch titles except for stuff that you would already just get on the PS3.
PS3, yeah.
It was already too expensive. Like if you buy it at launch, you don't get any games bundled with it, most likely. I bought it the next year at Black Friday, and it came bundled with. It was the same price, but I got it bundled with Grand Theft Auto 5 and The Last of Us.
Okay, yeah, which is that's
really
a good
deal. Those are then some of the best games ever. So,
Yeah.
And then I got it then, and I was happy with that. But yeah, and also just we'll see what like the launch titles are, what like how much of the graphical upgrades are. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I'm decently excited for it, but and especially just lately, like all like the big games have been like delayed.
Oh yeah.
So much lately, and last year didn't have a lot of like amazing like breakout titles or anything like that. Really, this year the only ones I'm super excited for are Animal Crossing, Cyberpunk, and then like the Lego Star Wars like complete episode.
Is it everything?
All 9 episodes.
And will they, when they re-released, because the complete saga,
it's that first original.
But this is my thing that pisses me off about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a trophy guy.
Yeah.
I like to get trophies.
Yeah. Get those.
They don't have trophies. They don't have trophies, and I did the place
in the game native, or just like it's not connected with like the achievements
at all. Like if you get it on disc, or if you play it like
that's
and I played it on PlayStation Now because I did the free trial. Which, by the way, that's actually surprisingly a good serve. Like there's a lot of good games on there.
I've heard it's good.
Yeah, it pisses me off because if you look at it, the Xbox versions have achievements.
Oh, really?
So it's like just plug and play, people.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's
no.
but
really,
but no, Animal Crossing is there's 10,000 reasons that I should have already had a Switch, but is the reason why I want to get a Switch. But this is the thing that excuse me, worries me.
Yeah.
Is how much Amiibo shit is going to be in there because New Leaf, there's now like if I don't know when last time you played New Leaf was, but they did a huge Amiibo update.
I think I did hear that.
Yeah, and it's like I'm so sick of that shit.
I didn't bother. Well, it's the Amiibo stuff has kind of died down lately. Like they released a few new ones for the new Smash Bros, but that was about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Maybe they'll do that again, but like. For the ones for that Animal Crossing Amiibo party game or whatever, all those Amiibos flopped. Those were like bigger peg warmers than what's his name, Constable Zuvio from Force Awakens. Like, that poor dude. He didn't even make it in the movie, and his action figures didn't sell. So like that's easily the most forgotten dude of the.
Speaking of video game or Star Wars action figures, I hope to God.
Yeah.
And I don't even believe in the guy that they make a Bill Burr one.
Oh, for
Mandalorian, which you finished Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
I thought spoilers because we're gonna talk about this shit now. I thought it was good. I didn't think it was incredible.
Yeah.
I thought it was not even very good, but it was a very pleasant watch.
Very solid episode.
Exactly. Well, no, just the whole show in general, I thought was very solid, and it felt like Star Wars. It very much felt like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I do think his episode is the best episode.
Yeah.
Not just because of him.
Yeah.
But I think the whole ensemble, everything that happens, I think is very very good. What's your rating on the show?
Oh yeah, totally. I'd say I thought it was really good. Like I don't want to like say like the Mandalorian is like everything Star Wars did, then like the and the new sequel movies didn't do that. And I'm like no, like they're both good and for different reasons in their different ways. But I think they did a good job with the Mandalorian of like keeping a narrow focus, having a decent like narrative through line throughout the whole season. That was Baby out there. He was upset that we took his chicky nuggies away. But no, that was like each individual episode felt like its own like adventure. Like it felt like you didn't mind the wait so much in between weeks. For the new episode.
It was it's like each week left you satisfied.
Yeah.
Other than maybe. Episode 7 going into 8 when I forget his name. Who's the guy that dies on the speeder bike dies on
Queel.
Queel is his name. Other than that, where it kind of left you like the fuck is gonna happen, but they kind of like were teeing it up that the IG was gonna come out and save him, because they kept saying they kept previewing it, they kept repeating that line like I don't trust that droid, he's rewired, all that shit. So it was almost a little predictable, but it still paid off nicely.
I don't like how he's being set up for character arcs. Come on, we don't think he was gonna come back. They put him on too much merch to not have him in just one episode. Of course, they were gonna do that.
And then, so now I never saw. I still haven't seen Rise of Skywalker. So I have the feeling that Giancarlo Esposito has something to do with it, or what? I don't know.
If he does, it doesn't seem. It doesn't. I'll say this: he's not in.
Oh, he's not in it. Okay,
not in
because this is. If you didn't see the last episode, well, I already said spoiler alert about 5 minutes ago, so go fuck yourself. I'm gonna spoil. Giancarlo Esposito goes down in a TIE fighter, and at the end he comes out with a black lightsaber.
Yeah.
That was
and that's one of those memes of like, oh, Clone Wars and Rebels fans seeing their non-Clone Wars and Rebels Star Wars fans looking at this, and it's like the meme of like, like looking at them sideways or whatever.
Oh, sure.
Like that. It's like, so that is a big thing, and like for the Mandalorians and like those cartoons, it's basically like their Excalibur. It's like whoever owns it is like basically the Mandalorian king, more or less.
Gotcha.
Not in a different roundabout way, but,
sure.
So it's like an important thing to them.
I thought it ended pretty. I was pretty satisfied with how it ended.
Yeah.
Obviously, well, they already confirmed a season 2. My one thing with Giancarlo Esposito is that they introduce him. He comes, and then basically right when he gets introduced in the show, they blatantly rip off the final scene of Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly what I thought too. I was like, oh wow, this is like they knew what they were doing. With this
they were like, wow.
I wouldn't be surprised if because he's gonna be in it, if either they get other Breaking Bad actors for season 2, or they do just a blatant like obvious homage, like have like, you want to buy some blue spice? This guy's got blue spice, yo. These crystals are large.
If Jesse Pinkman was in the Star Wars universe, well, I never thought Bill Burr would be in the Star Wars universe, so who knows? It could happen.
He even said like. He was like, yeah. I used to watch the Star Wars, and like I didn't get it. Like it was like it's not for me. And it was like then this is the Star Wars I wanted to be in.
Well, he was saying too. It was like he texted all of his buddies that are just like all into Star Wars. Like right when it happened, they were all like, "Fuck you, man!" Like, and then
it was funny because they got like the biggest obvious Star Wars fans out there for this season, like. The dude from Brian Posehn at the beginning. They had Ming-Na, who's a very vocal Star Wars fan.
Sure.
And then they got Bill Burr, who's like, yeah, it's good. Whatever. I didn't even watch that before, but it's fine. What do I know?
They kind of teed that up too for them to come back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because
they wouldn't have shown them still being alive. If they on
so that makes me happy.
Yeah.
We get more. Maybe that's when we'll get the action figure. I said I'm gonna have 2. I'm going to have one that I keep in the package and one that I carry with me everywhere.
I hope they do, because like they barely made any this year.
There was nothing.
There was like nothing.
And you would think that
what little they made.
How did you not cash in on Baby Yoda?
Yeah, like I get the idea behind that, but like to have it so mysterious you don't know about it, and then all this hype, and that's what helped make him such a meme, is that no one knew this was coming. But then to not have that merch ready to go, like, geez,
you would think by Christmas time, because the show had already been out. You had 6 episodes by Christmas.
Yeah, at least the Funkos.
Yeah,
how hard are those? But
I fucking hate Funko Pops. You know why? It's for people that don't know, I've worked at multiple stores that they.
You worked at Funko Stop, right?
I worked at Funko Stop. Yeah.
Isn't it funny? There used to be that game store called Funko Land.
Yeah, it was. My GameStop was a Funko Land.
Yeah.
We always used to call it, 'cause towards the end of my tenure at GameStop.
Yeah.
And if you go into a GameStop at all nowadays, you know that there's basically 1/18 of the store is video games, and everything else is shit.
It's merch now.
Merchandise.
And half of that merch is Funkos.
And half is, and we started calling it Pop Stop is what we called it. And dude, I and then I started working at a more local, used video game record store, and that was their biggest seller too. Was they recently just put in an entire, they call it the Pop Cage. It's basically the size of this fucking room we're in right now, and I don't know, 10 by 8 or something, I don't know, and it's like 8 feet tall.
It's like the beer cave at Speedway.
It's the beer cave of Funko Pops. Thank you.
And
I only bought. And one of my biggest things about, why am I getting so fired up about this?
Because it's funny. It's funny. Like this is what we have to worry about. Like,
seriously,
like
first world
Kobe
problems.
Bryant's dead. Australia's on fire. The president's like probably screwing over democracy. But no, it's really the problem. Funkos. That's really the issue.
Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
Because they all got beady little ass eyes. I have 2. I own 2, and the only reason I have them.
You have 2 beady little eyes.
No, yeah, I do got 2 little beady eyes. But the only 2 pops I have is Boba Fett and Jango Fett, because they have the mask on and they don't have the beady little eyes.
That's good. The only Funkos I have been gifts. And then I think the only one I ever bought for myself was Hawaiian shirt Lando.
I like that.
Because it's Gambino. I had to.
Your boy.
But I like that they're a thing. I like that there's this one thing that like every like pop culture like franchise can have their thing, and like it's not like
it's not like everything. They make up for everything.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. Like the aesthetic isn't like a big draw for me, and then two, I know if I get super into it, like
it's dangerous.
I'm gonna be in collector mode though, like the whole time, and just buying. My favorite Funko is it's a 2-pack. It was like a Comic-Con exclusive, and it was from the Brady Bunch. I think it was Jan. She used to have she would always talk about her boyfriend like George Glass or something like that, I think was his name, but it was like an imaginary boyfriend that we never saw, and like everyone just assumed, oh no, that's an imaginary boyfriend. And then so they made a Funko 2-pack, which is it's Jan Brady and George Glass, but the second half for George Glass is empty.
Nothing in
you
it.
You don't get a Funko, so you paid twice as much for one Funko.
That's actually funny as hell.
It's so good. So that to me warranted the Funko craze.
Yeah,
it was worth it for the build up to that joke.
Absolutely. Well, I just remembered I got gifted one more.
Yeah.
Our good, Kirby.
Yeah.
Kirby Garcia. He gave me the Lucha Libre Conan.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I got that. I got that one as well. Beady little eyes, but it's Conan, so I love it.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw one recently that was like, I think it's it's a character with. I think the one eye that doesn't have it's just the eye socket.
Forrest
that character
Whitaker
doesn't have it. It might as well be. It would be that'd be funny if it was Forrest Whitaker. But no. Oh, I saw this. I got to show you this photo I saw earlier today, and it's a Raylo photo of like half Ray and half Kylo. And it's supposed to be super sweet and stuff, but the eye levels don't match. So they just look like slots from the Goonies. so derpy.
Oh jeez. Yeah, man. This is anything else going on in your life? Anything you want to promote? Anything?
So I'm gonna try to make a big push this year to do a lot more projects and creative stuff. The big thing is I know I can confirm is me and so I have I had that podcast RP Geniuses that I was a part of where me and my friends play Dungeons and Dragons. We had that for a while, but our cast was pretty busy with like personal life stuff. But now I think we're going to be at a point where we're going to be able to consistently put out new episodes.
Nice.
We're going to do kind of like a soft reboot. We're going to have new characters and like a whole new adventure and stuff like that. But our goal is to have like probably at least to have like our first new episode possibly by the end of February, but we might be March. We'll see. But yeah, our goal is to have like. Probably, I think the plan might be to have a bi-weekly release of episodes for this year. So I'm looking forward to that. Cause,
cool.
Those guys are really great, and I like the characters we've come up with. I'm already excited about.
Sure.
So they're pretty good.
Ready to dive deep into those.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. I'm gonna try to do more variety of stuff So I write for Don't Feed the Gamers. And that's been fun. I've been able to write a lot of stuff. I'll be covering a lot of cons for them this year. Like I'll be at C2E2, and say hi to me if you're there. And do
you know what you're gonna be yet?
Yeah, so I know I'll definitely be Friday. I'm gonna be Weird Al Yankovic.
Okay.
And do the thing where.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
And my plan for Saturday is to be the Landalorian.
Okay, I like that.
Lando's outfit, but with the Mandalorian helmet.
Nice.
And then Sunday, me and my friends were gonna be the vampires from Twilight, but when they play baseball.
I saw. Okay, that was a real scene.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to take you off topic here, but
fine.
I saw on your Instagram that I never saw Twilight.
You know?
Where the fuck is this baseball scene?
It's in the first movie.
This is in the first movie? I thought this was like after they ran out of ideas in like the third movie or something.
All right, we gotta find a way to get these vampires to do something different. We can't kill any of them off, so we do baseball.
Jesus.
No, this is the first movie, and it's because they're vampires and they're super strong. So the only way they can play baseball is if they play it during a thunderstorm.
What does that like limit their powers?
It's just because they hit the ball so hard it makes like a supersonic boom or whatever. So that's the way they get around it. There was a tweet going around that was like, tweet your like name like what's your favorite baseball movie, and someone said Twilight.
That was one of the biggest movies in the world at one point. I did not, and how did I not know?
I know that was that one, and then like the last one that were like the best ones, because the last one is where the vampires all get into a giant like X-Men style fight where they all have different powers. And my favorite is Rami Malek is in it. Before he is
who he is now,
and he played a vampire who could punch the earth and make lava come out. And that was great. And then I think, and then like one vampire gets their head ripped off and stuff. It's like glorious.
The Lost Boys are.
Yeah, they're quaking.
But is there anything else? Was it just, so
those are the big ones. Looking for. Oh yeah, and the stand-up shows we got coming up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do more like open mics and stuff like that. I'll be letting people know when those come up.
Yeah.
Gonna have some ideas for like sketch comedy stuff and other stuff I'm gonna be doing. But just stay tuned to my like Instagram and Twitter and stuff, and you'll be able to be notified when that happens then.
Which once again is at Coffee or Die. Who somebody tried buying that from you, didn't they?
There's a coffee company called Coffee or Die. No, it's Black Rifle Coffee, and it's like a conservative coffee company, and they have a magazine called Coffee or Die magazine. And the CEO hit me up and was like, "Hey, how much you want to sell your username for?" And I'm like, "Well." I looked up his background, and they're super like right wing, gun lovers, and I'm like, I don't know if so I didn't even respond. I left him on red.
Good.
And
Good.
I don't. Plus, also, I'm just.
They don't need to spoil the good Coffee or Die name.
I'm just attached to the name at this point.
You've been it for a long time.
I've had it for almost a decade.
Yeah.
So I can't get rid of it.
I think I finally settled on a username that isn't just Jimmy Adamek.
Yeah.
Just for all my other ones.
Yeah.
It's Bong Water.
Nice.
Yeah, most of the time it's not taken, so I'm lucky. If it
that's
is
good.
taken, I go with 0, and bam, the problem solved.
Or Bong Water 420.
There we go. See,
so either way,
simple enough.
Either way, you're covered. just reserve all the usernames. Like there was, I think when Tidal came out, people were, because it worked like a social media where it's just @ and then your name.
Oh, sure.
And if you were gonna release songs, you would release it under your name. So people were like instantly trying to snag up any famous artist they could find and sit on the name. Someone, I forget who's gotten what. At that point, I think it was like a lot of big rappers had their names taken, and I think I got. This might be it might not be Tidal, but it might be some other. I think it was Tidal. I reserved Lil Jon.
Have they hit you up yet?
He has not.
He don't give a shit about Tidal.
He's retweeted me on Twitter a bunch. So
well, did Tidal? Yeah, you guys have had a lot of interactions.
We've had. Yeah.
That's the baby crying. We're in the. I wonder if the mic can pick that up. Yeah. I wonder how long that's been in the bathroom.
She wants to get crunk.
Tidal went under, didn't it? Or like
I think so, yeah.
Something like that.
It's not doing well.
Because Jay-Z's music came back to Spotify one day, and I was like, "What the fuck happened to Tidal?" I thought I thought that was his shit. You know.
You know that your business model didn't work when you like go back to Spotify.
Yeah,
and you're expecting to make more money off of Spotify than you are on Tidal.
All right, Cory, it's been awesome having you on. It's been awesome having you as a friend. I look forward to all the things we're gonna do this year, all the things that you're gonna do this year. Once again, check him out at Coffee or Die. Check his writing out. Don't Feed the Gamers. Seriously, he's a great follow, even other than his cosplays. You're hilarious. You got hilarious stuff that you post. So follow him, Cory. Thanks for coming on, man.
Stay tuned for Jim and me. We're gonna be the next Chris Farley and Stephen Hawking.
Thanks, Cory.
You're welcome.